I am live. I'm going to go post the link for today's class on denverguitarorchestra.com. And then we will start here in just a minute. I'm going to paste the link here. Control V, and then I'm going to delete yesterday's link. Oops. Don't do that. Don't do that. All this automatic stuff these days. I just need the link. I don't need it to do it all fancy. Oh, brother, let me do this. Hold on. I have options, I think. September, what is today? September 16. Colon, link to join, space, Control V, return, Control X, highlight, link, enter, settings, open a new window, update. All right, now we can get going. All right, so we are working on, today we'll be working on Frère, Jacques in first position. That's level 1. Level 2, we are working on Wheels on the Bus. It's a terrible song, but we are working on F chord and C chord, which are important. And then level 3, we're working on Vous, Dirai-Je, Maman, which is a Mozart piece, better known as Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And then on level 4, we're working on Summertime, which is one of the all-time great songs ever. And so I am delighted with our choice of music this week. Well, except for Wheels on the Bus, it's a pretty good week. Wheels on the Bus is kind of lame, but it's not lame in the sense that what we have to learn from it is actually pretty important. All right, let's see. I'm going to get all this figured out here. This computer is fighting me to the death today. I don't know why it started being so automatic-y. I don't like that. I don't like anything to be automatic. I want to be in charge of everything going on. There's that. I'll make this go away, and then I think that should solve some of this problem. Okay, there's that. I don't know why those are not together. All right, let's see. Evelyn made it in. Looking for Evelyn, you're doing too many classes, I think. Although you're probably about ready to start your own music business down there. How good you're getting. That's wonderful. As most of you guys know, I'm teaching 5 classes a day about, and all ukulele, harmonica, and guitar. And it's just been a blast. It's just been so much fun. And a couple people like Evelyn and Vic are taking way too many of those classes. And so I hope that they don't end up burning themselves out, because I know that it's all a little bit more of the same over and over, but not really. Everything has its own uniqueness to it. And I will tell you, for me, the teaching in the classes is a joyous experience. It's all the computer stuff that we gotta get straight all of the time. That's where the problem is between this software and that software, and things happening automatically and things not happening automatically. And it's that's the part that gets a little tiring. But whatever. Who knows? Luckily, these are our problems, right? Pauline is here, Vic. If it's automatic, you might forget. It seems like all these computer things and telephone things, it's all designed so you don't have to remember anything. And And then we come to music and I'm like, you should memorize this measure and you should memorize that measure. And they're like, I'm terrible at memorizing. And I'm like, I know, we all are. And we're getting worse at it too. So this little Art and Luthery guitar that I got years ago, this parlor-sized guitar, the thing that it is known for is not being continuously out of tune. I don't know why. It makes no sense, but this thing, I have fought tuning on it forever. Once I get it in tune, it sounds pretty good, but every single time I play it, it's way out of tune. And it doesn't make any sense. It's a really solid build. Everything about it is a pretty nice little guitar, but it just will not hold a tune to save its soul. Hey, Nancy, welcome in. Okay, guys, let's get going. We have 6 of us here. That's probably about all of it. I am going to do a Zoom lesson tonight with some brand new beginners from the city of Lakewood, and so I'm trying to figure out how in the heck I'm going to get everybody tuned up. But we'll figure it out, I suppose. Today we are going to be working on. I think yesterday we did them in reverse order, so let's do them in straight up order today. We're going to be doing. Let me roll down, make sure I'm not telling a lie. Frère, Jacques first, and then we will do Wheels on the Bus. Then we'll do Vous, Dirai-Je, Maman, and then we will do Summertime. And since we're now into Wednesday, hopefully everybody's feeling pretty comfy with the sheet music, and so we may make short work of it here today. We want to play through each piece in the various ways that I like to teach them, and the way you guys are each probably attacking each piece in a different way, and hopefully playing at a level that makes sense to you, but also pushing the level that you're playing at a little bit. And let's get this done. Okay. So first off, let's grab Frère, Jacques. This is lesson 2 in level 1. So we're still dealing with just getting comfy with the guitar at this level. Again, making sure you're holding the guitar between your legs with about a 45 to 60 degree angle. You are allowed to play guitar like this, the way cowboys play it, but I'm telling you, it makes your life much more difficult. And so I'd much rather see you have the guitar here as if you're standing up at a microphone and you're wearing a strap. It's a much more efficient way to play guitar, and there's no reason to make your life harder with this instrument. This is a pretty hard instrument, and so anything we can do to make it easier, let's do it. So this is the way I want you to hold the guitar, at least when you're sitting down practicing. When you stand up, then it'll be in good. You'll be used to playing it in that position. Then we want to make sure you're in tune. The phrase that pays: Eddie, hate, dynamite, good, bye, Eddie, E-A-D-G-B-E. And I will make one mention. You'll see a thing called relative tuning, and I do want to talk about it briefly. When your guitar is in tune, the first thing that you use the 5th fret as your home base. And so if you press down on the 5th fret of the 6th string, it'll sound the same as the one below it. And then the 5th fret of the 5th string sounds the same as below it. And the 5th fret of the 4th string sounds the same as below it. Here's where things go to heck. On the 3rd string, you use the 4th fret. And then come back to your 5th fret for your strings 1 and 2. That's called relative tuning, and back in the day before electronic tuners, that's how we did it. We had a tuning fork. You'd hit it on your knee and hold it up to the guitar and go, ooh, and then you could tune your A string, and then you would tune everything else from that. It's called relative tuning. And then at least then the guitar's in tune to itself. Okay, let's move on. That's tuning and holding. Next thing is there's 2 chords that we have studied in level 1. The first is E chord. Remember how to make an E chord. Index finger on 3, middle finger on 5, and ring finger on 4. Okay, this one's in the first fret. These two are in the second fret. That's your E chord. It's a beautiful chord on guitar, by the way. Okay, and then A chord is you're all starting on the 4th string. Everybody's in the 2nd fret. Strings 4, 3, and 2. Okay, and we got that going. Let's give it a try. Let's sing this song. We'll sing it through down to measure 8. And then we come back to measure 1. And we sing it back down through measure 7, skip measure 8, and play measures 9 and 10. 1, 2, we are on Frère, Jacques, if I didn't say that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Frère, Jacques, Frère, Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Brother John? Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. First time I was just strumming with my thumb. The second time I was just plucking as many strings as I could get my hands on and messing around with it that way. Both of those ways that you're going to strum in the future, ways you're going to pluck, you're going to use both of those techniques a lot. Now, the next thing on this is we do want to play the melody always. As I look through it, I see 2s and 3s, and that's all we're going to be playing. So might as well just play in first position. Middle finger will be any note that's on a 2. You're going to hold that string down and pluck it. Anything that says 3, you're going to hold that string down and pluck it. And the zeros, of course, you're not going to hold anything down. So start with your 2 on the 3rd string, and let's play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, oh, 2, 2, 2, oh, 2, 2, 2, 3, oh, 2, 3, oh. Oh, 2, oh, 3, 2, 2. Oh, 2, oh, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Again. 2, oh, 2, 2, 2, oh, 2, 2, 2, 3, oh, 2, 3, oh, oh, 2, oh, 3, 2, 2, oh, 2, oh, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. Second ending. 2, 2, 2. And then, of course, don't let up on that string until the guitar's completely stopped ringing. And then you can let up on that string. We want to let that last note always ring out really pretty. If you're in town and you are in my classes, that's all that I expect you to be able to do is tune your guitar, hold your guitar, play the melody, and play the chord. Okay? Here online, we also take a minute to go through the tough acts. Some of you are working at that level, which is a level 2 skill and above. And so let's grab your A chord. First strum here under the tough act line is 0, 2, 2. And then a 0, you're holding down your ring finger, you gotta lift it up. And then put it right back and play 4 strings. Play the 2. Do that whole thing again. Again, slide up to get the 3. Slide back to get a full A chord. Again. Gonna use your pinky on this coming up, full A chord. Pinky on the 2, back off. Ring finger to the 3, and then an A chord. Hit the 2. Strum it. Pinky, open. 3. And then 3 strings. 2. Again. top. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Second ending. And then, of course, just let the guitar continue to ring. Don't let up on this until the guitar stops ringing. All right, that's the 3 ways we play Frère, Jacques. And counting the ones from last week, we've now played it 6 different ways. And it's a very versatile song. Okay, let's move on. Let's go on to level 2, which this week is a very sad week because it's Wheels on the Bus week. And we hate the song, I hate the song, everybody hates the song, and it's an F, which we hate the chord. So everything about this we hate. But we have to be able to do it. And so we're not working on the melody on this one. We're not working on the tough axe one. We're not working on arpeggios. If you look at the arpeggio line, there's not much there to work on anyway. All of that stuff is when you're here in town and I'm getting ready to orchestrate the whole room full of people. I want some people melody, some people arpeggios, most everybody on chords. And so that's what all this is on here for the paperwork. But here online, all we care about is, hey, can I get from F chord to C chord and back? And we're using 2 different types of C chords here. So first of all, let's use your regular F chord and your regular C chord. F chord, C chord, F chord, C chord, F chord, C chord. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 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 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, last time. Big F here. Okay, that's the end. So that's what we're working on, getting from F to C and back. And so let's play this song. One of the things about changing chords, you do want to listen because your body is going to know when it's time to change the chord. It's really hard to look at the paper, then look up here, make your chord, and then get your head back into the paper when you really can hear it and feel it coming up, okay? So just have your F chord on, and then you're going to know when it's time to change to a C chord. You're going to hear it in the song and let your body just make that jump, okay? So from the top, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The pipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. Swish, swish, swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all through the town. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 all through the town. The baby on the bus goes wow, 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 wow. The baby on the bus goes wow, 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 all through the town. And over here, I'm not doing anything fancy. I could have a pick in my hand, frankly, just making some noise over here. It doesn't even matter. Now, that's F chord here to this C chord. And that's very, very common. It's going to come up a lot in your life. Most of the time, you're in a C chord. You're going to go to the F chord, and then they're going to have a G chord in there, and go back to C. That's a much more common, a frustratingly common chord progression because you're in the key of C. F comes along for the ride, and then you also have a G in there, and so it's a lot of work on a guitar. F chord we usually don't play in the key of F straight up on guitar because we know better. But because you can play an E, and then your life gets a whole lot easier real quick. But it will absolutely come up, and these two chords for sure come up all of the time, not necessarily in this order, but often. So the other C chord we talked about, same exact shape as your F chord, but go all the way down here on 8 and back. So let's play it that way next. Play getting better at the chords. Yay! Vic says, yep, got this handled. Ready to hit the road. Okay. The thing with this chord, the thing with these bar chords is when you watch pros play, they all are using them pretty heavily. And one, they're playing electric guitars where bar chords are a little easier than on an acoustic guitar. But also they're just that powerful and that helpful and that important. And especially for singers. Because if you learn your chords as bar chords, then when you get a song and it's Danny Boy and you're supposed to play it in this key, but it doesn't work, well, then you could try it in this key or this key or this key or this key. And it gives you an opportunity to play everything without necessarily learning all of your chords all of the time in open position. And so certain things get a little easier when you get competent with your bar chords. So let's do this set of chords. This F, and then slide it all the way to 8, and then you're going to come back to 1. And yeah, you're going to hear that, okay? Some of you, that drives you nuts, but that proves you're playing it live. That proves that you are a real live person playing music. Here we go. Let's start with the mommy. 1, 2. The mommy on the bus goes shoosh, 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 shoosh. Shoosh, shoosh, shoosh. Mommy on the bus goes shoosh, shoosh, shoosh. All through the town. The money on the bus goes clink, clink, clink. Clink, clink, clink. Clink, clink, clink. The money on the bus goes clink, clink, clink. All through the town. That's enough of that. Okay. And again, Wheels on the Bus is exiting level 2 and moving into level 3. It's not that we're going to be every single song is going to have an F chord in it, but too many of them do. And I just want you to know as you're leaving level 2, yeah, it's time to get serious about bar chords, and here they are. In level 3, I don't think there's any in level 2. We do a lot with F. We also do a lot with B minor, which is down a string. So that's another chord that's going to start to come playing a bigger part in your life. And again, the way we start is just get your F chord in as good a shape as you can. Get used to the fact that it sounds terrible. Get used to the fact that it's hard to do, that your thumb hurts when you do it. And then over time, as more and more bar chords start showing up in your life, you've just got some background and some experience in them to make it where you're not hating life completely. All right, Wheels on the Bus. That's enough of that one. Let's move on to Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. This is our legit piece of music for the week. and we're playing Mozart. And let's go ahead and grab our chords. These are all reasonably normal chords. The challenge here is that they move pretty quickly. So let's see how you're doing on that. Okay, I'm going to go relatively slow. I'd love for you to, as best you can, try to get 2 strums on each chord, 4 on a couple of them, but for the most part, 2 strums, and then be in your next chord in enough time. Let's try that out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Let's do it again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, N, T, U, V, W, and X, and Y, and Z. Now I know my ABC. Next time, won't you sing with me? Okay, those are your chords. How are those going? Yes? No? Pretty good? Not so good? G, C, and D7 are real good friends. They hang out all the time, and you're going to play a lot of songs in the key of G when you're on guitar because of that. And most guitar players get where the C chord's not a major for them. For me, it's still a major. I don't know why. I just did. My hands do not like C chord, but most guitarists get pretty comfy with it. And so the G, the C, and the D7. From a music theory perspective, fit perfectly with one another, and so you'll see that coming a lot up often in the music you play. Let's go ahead and grab the melody, see how we do. 1s, 2s, and 3s, I think throughout, so just first position, please. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. The top. Toss in a couple of little fancy notes. You should feel free to experiment with that, especially if you're playing melody smoothly and well. Often, if you're playing a 0 on the second string, you often toss in a 1. Get a little bit of a fancy E, thing in there. And so when you find notes that are real long, now I know my ABCs. We just ended on this note here. Now I know my ABC. If you put it in a 4, it won't work, but a 5 will. Mess around with adding in an extra note here or there when you can and see what it sounds like. And if it doesn't sound good, move it up or move it back 1 fret and it'll sound fine probably. All right, there's the melody. Let's go on to the tough X. We've walked through this several times this week, so hopefully you can just play it now. We'll go incredibly slow the first time through. Then we'll pat ourselves on the back, and then we'll go through at a little bit higher rate of speed the second time through. This piece doesn't have repeats in it, but it probably should. I think I'm going to make myself a note to put repeats in here in the future, so we'll just treat it as if we're going to go down. Whoops, repeats. Yeah, because we do really, it's fine to play it 1 time through if you're just doing it as an exercise, but if you're trying to create a song, you want it a little bit longer than it is. So let's see how we do. First time through, let's do thumb, and then the second time through, let's do plex. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. To the top. A nice little chord at the end there, right? And we talked about this several times, I think quite a bit last week, but a little bit this week. With G, you have lots of choices, right? You have index, middle, that never changes. But sometimes you want to put your ring and your pinky down here. Get a real harp-like sound in here. If you just use 1, it's fine. So it's a little more like a guitar, but if you use both fingers, a real pretty harp-like sound to it, and I think on a song like this, it's supposed to be pretty. It's a good way to end it with the double-fingered G chord. Okay, there's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or the ABC song. Okay, all right, let's go play Summertime, and the living is easy. I finally figured out. I spent half the day yesterday trying to figure out who the heck sings the song that starts "Summertime," but then changes into this much cooler song, a much more modern song, and it's Lana Del Rey, and the song I think is called "Not I" or "Do Not" or something like that. Anyway, Lana Del Rey, "Summertime." It's probably worth time for you to go listen to it on YouTube. Just type in Lana Del Rey and "Summertime," it'll come up, and just it's kind of a takes the intro off of this, but then takes another completely different approach to it about, we're in the cool crowd, we're going out dancing at night, blah, blah, blah. And, but her voice is actually very beautiful in that piece. And I thought about, would that make a guitar solo piece? And probably not, but it's definitely a new take, a new vision of this. And, not that there's anything wrong with this song, but sometimes when people modernize a song, it's like, yeah, that's pretty good. And I think she's actually doing it a cover of a song from the 70s, if I remember right. And I can't remember the band she's covering, but there was some mention about that original band was like, yeah, that's pretty good. That's probably better than we did it. And yeah, so, all right, remember with this one, we only have one really perplexity. One perplexity is this is your C chord, but we're going to need to do it with ring and pinky, and put your middle finger up on the right above the index finger to get that E augmented sound. Okay, and with this song, of course, at least in the beginning, you're going to want to play it at a painfully slow pace in order to get all of those fingers where they need to be. It does work. There's nothing on this song nothing on this arrangement that I want to change at all. Well, I shouldn't say that. I will probably at major 16 squish that down just a little bit. But other than that, this is really exactly what I think it should be. And so the hard part is to get that E augmented chord clean and right. And I think if you can get that, you've really got this song mastered. Okay, let's give it a try from the top, incredibly slow. 1, 2, 3. Oops, I hit the wrong page. Kind of feel like I'm holding my breath through that whole thing. And the page turns are killing me. But other than that, it's starting to come together for me. Hopefully, you're finding a way that you can play this where this is making sense for you. So, for some of you, that'll be chords, right? Summertime, and you just sing right along with it, and it's lovely. Others of you, hopefully, just playing the melody, seeing if you can get it as smooth and as beautiful and as lazy and as summertimey as possible. And then, of course, if you're tackling the tough acts, you're fighting the same things I'm fighting. Is boy, getting that E sharp or E augmented chord is just a whole lot of work. And if you can get it on there, then you're probably fine for everything that happens after that. But getting it on initially is quite a bit. Nice part is not a terribly long song, and a little bit repetitive. So once you get the basic toolbox in place, then it's just a matter of spending time going through it and through it and through it until your hands start to behave and you get to, it does take a lot of strength to make this one come out, because you are pretty spread apart from a good portion of that. Luckily, lots of A minors show up to bail you out when you're having a challenge. So that's what I know about today. Evelyn, till tomorrow. Thanks again for the effort today. Evelyn, you're always welcome. Thank you for always being here. You put in a lot of hours. Pauline, thank you for being here. That E augmented is challenging, and all augmented chords for the most part on guitar are challenging. It's just not set up very well for augmented chords, but luckily we don't run into that many augmented chords. Luckily, for the most part, when diminished chords show up, we're fine. Minor chords were fine. Dominant seventh chords were fine, but augmented chords are just the way they lay out on the fretboard. It's just difficult, and they just don't come up that much in guitar. So generally speaking, we'll be fine. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful day. I will see all of you tomorrow. And tomorrow's Thursday, I think. I've lost track of the days, but I'm pretty sure tomorrow's our last day of running through this stuff. And then on Friday, of course, we always have our concert. We play through everything. With less talk and more play on Fridays. And then of course, next week we roll out of book. Whatever book I'm thinking of, book 2, and we start that book over again. So we will be starting from the beginning, each of those. Vic, Thursday night is canceled this week. I've got my condominium board meeting this week, so there won't be a Thursday night session this week. I am the president of the condo, and so that means I have to go and get yelled at by old people, and then so there's no guitar Thursday night. It'll be just tomorrow during the day, Friday during the day, and then next week will be normal after that. So, so we'll for sure have summertime all next week again. Yeah, and so there you go. So plan to go out and party on Thursday night, Vic. You got to away from Gary, and that's it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Be good. No, do good. Be safe. Practice. And I always raise my eyebrows. That's something you're supposed to do. Keep showing up to these things, and you'll get good. And subscribe and like. All right, and I've done my duties. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.